and are ready. So let's not waste any more time here and get started with game number 1. Match 2 of the semifinals in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Alright, let's see here. Z, square, Lombard. NTC issues, lovely. So immediately I'm gonna root for Scuti to win. I'm just kidding. We got, I think a 321 bits. Yes, a 321 bits from K9 watching Tetris. So, daily reminder. If you would like to help contribute to the prize pool, you can do so with Match Arena. We're currently at $3,015 for the first time ever. We've raised over $3,000 in CTL. So thank you guys so much for everything you've done. Without all your generosity and support, we wouldn't be here. So, thank you guys so much. As Andy looking to set up a top out right now, hangs a T-piece. Oh my god, Bubble tucks that Z. Zyda saying, no, Blue Scuti is too young to win this money. Andy needs to pay the bills. Root for Andy. If we actually had, if we went by how old a player is to give them prize pool money, Kingsman would be a millionaire right now, just from prize pool money alone. The Corporal asking, did Andy get a new controller yet? I'm not sure. Considering all these misdrops, somebody tells me no, but we'll see. Blue Scuti's grandpa, welcome on in. Spamming that Blue Scuti emote. Hope you're doing well today. 253 for Scuti, avoiding that Lombard dependency. 179 for Andy. So yeah, for those of you just tuning in, we just found out our first finalists between Dan V and Gerald Freeman. Gerald has made it to his... How many finals has he made it now? 4? He's won twice, lost once against Stog, if I'm not mistaken. Omar Red Star, welcome on in. This will be his 4th finals. Okay, thank you so much for letting me know. Classic Tetris League official trademark, all rights reserved. $395 for Scuti, $300,000 for Andy. $39 double kill screen? That is correct. Dano, 22... why can't I speak today? Dano 222 with the 2222 super chat. Go Pixel Andy, go. I'll give him a like. Give him a like. I should start liking all the super chat people. I don't know why. Give him a heart. We don't get a lot of super chats, so that'll show people we appreciate them. Attack nearest. Let's see if Andy can make it to 29 first. Andy beat Fractal in the quarterfinals earlier this season. And Andy will transition at 468. Maybe a bit of a wrist cramp there from Andy. You can see him kind of shaking his hand. You're kind of seeing it in his play. Just a bunch of misdrops and uncomfortable placements. Gonna be J dependent on the left side. Looking very ugly right now, does Andy's board. Andy hits the T-spin. Gonna be Tetris ready for a dirty center wall, but goes for the triple. Scuti at 581, 492 for Andy. And Andy is clean now at 527, 87,000 points behind. Scuti with the Lombard dependency solves this dependency. It's going to be Tetris ready. Bangs out of Tetris, 642. Def Gamer saying if Andy can win CTL or CTWC or get Rebirth with a bad controller, extra congrats. Scuti experiencing this 31-piece drought and counting. Andy sets up a dirty Tetris, waiting for the Lombard, but doesn't get the Lombard time at the close on as well. It's going to be J dependent on the left side, solves this J dependency, still Tetris ready, bangs on a dirty Tetris, 606. 743 for Scuti, looking really good as we near the 29 speeds. Oh, Andy. Some misdrops here. It's gonna be okay. Goes for the Lombard. Solves the dependency. And as I say, that hangs that S piece in a square. Oh boy, Andy in a lot of trouble. Needs a Lombard to the left side. Hits the 5-tap. It's gonna be L dependent. Solves this L dependency with level Lombard or an L piece on column 7. Might go dirty. Don't gonna go for the safety triple. 885 for Scuti, 668 for Andy. Andy looking to open up his right well. Just needs one more single. He'll open up his right side. Bangs on a Tetris, 708. So potential for a not even 800,000 into 29. Gonna have to do a lot of work here in the 29 speeds if he wants to take this game. Scuti yet to max out, but still 200,000 points in the lead. Bangs on the Tetris. 991 can set up 2 more Tetrises before the 29 speeds. NES transition at 761. Starts off with a misdrop here. Scuti has transition with a max out 1.02. Andy needs to do a lot of cleanup, a lot of work to chase this down. Scuti's still alive. Andy's Tetris ready. Opens up his center wall. Gets the center wall Tetris 819, but Scuti with a 1.1. Andy needs the 29 of his life if he wants to take this game. Scuti's still alive. Andy once again with a center wall Tetris yet to max out at level 32. This drops that J piece. Lombard dependent on column 2 solves his Lombard dependency. Scuti with a 1.2, 883 for Andy. Is Tetris ready? bangs on a Tetris 924 at level 33. Scuti 1.238. Andy solving this Lombard dependency. Takes us double there with TP. Scuti in a bit of trouble here, but it is going to be clean now. Goes for the safety burns. And he goes for the center wall. Tetris 980 yet to max out and has 37 lines to go before level 39. Could this be insurmountable at this point? Even if we're only at level 36. He's going for a center wall. Already has a max out. Hangs that J piece. His Tetris ready, but that Lombard's not showing up. And that will be curtains for Andy. Scuti has taken first blood. What? What was his name? Fractal 6th round? It's coming straight to you! Count it down in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. RD2430, thank you for the follow. I'll never forgive the Tetris competitions for doing the hearts the wrong way around. Why not lose a heart when you lose a round? But why would you want to lose hearts when gaining hearts feels so much more gratifying? The Tetris community is all about love, after all. Brock Gunter Smith saying, I like Pixelandy's medals flex behind him. I love the love, yes. In reality, I hate all of you. I'm just kidding. I'm all about ruling with an iron fist, says Colin. How much should they pay me? Not enough. That's okay. I didn't do it for the money. I did it for the love of the game. That's what my script says. 163 for Scuti, 162 for Andy. Sets up a T-spin, but didn't get this T-spin. A double flip there for Andy, but he solves it right in the nick of time. Yeah, that is right. Classics Tetris League official. Not fake. I'm getting paid now. Ever since we reached 1,000 subscribers, thanks to YouTube. So I went from working for free for 2 years to working for not free. 281 for Scuti, 260 for Andy. Oh, Fractal 6th roommate, 27.99 super chat. Scuti in a lot of trouble with a drought. Andy, you need 281. Oh my god, Andy, oh my god, he's Tetris ready, but he's experiencing the same drought. Oh no, Andy, no! Oh my god, he needs to survive this. 267 for Andy. What is happening to his capture? Good lord. He's still alive. 2 frames per second. 270, and that's gonna do it for Andy. I think that's it. We have it ready from both players. So let's get ready and get started with game number 3 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. K9 with 100 bits. You got this, Andy. So, because of our $3,000 prize pool right now, we're currently paying our top 4 players, and the semifinalists are guaranteed at least $300, 10% of the prize pool. I believe the runner-up might be at $700, and the finalist $1,400, maybe. Might be a little bit more now. Maybe 1,500. Yeah. All in 99 bits. You got this, Scuti, even though I bet on Andy. 900. Okay, $900 for runner-up. Thanks, Gerald. Funny thing is, that's almost... Even the runner-up prize pool is almost double what we made in Season 19. Like the entirety of Season 19. 186 for Scuti, 230 for Andy. Is he still working on controller issues? Asks Raphael. I don't know if it's controller issues. It might just be wrist issues or arm issues. Gerald's saying both of my second place finishes beating out my firsts. So, as I'm talking about whatever, 348 for Andy, 311 for Scuti. Andy, a 3-time CTL winner, so is tied for second place in most wins in CTL history. Is tied with players like Richard, if you guys remember Richard the Tapper, one of the rivals to Joseph back in the 2020 COVID era. And Nenu, who's also won 3 times. While Scuti is looking for his first ever CTL Championship win. And yes, that is indeed a Guinness Book of World Records award certificate. Andy set up for a dirty Tetris on the left side. That's a dirty left wall Tetris. 449 at 94 lines. How much is $300 in euros? Or pounds? Since he's from the UK. I don't know. Somebody can do the conversion for me. $290 something, maybe. 235.39, says Hunter. Thank you so much. It doesn't matter. He's gonna blow it all himself. Mr. Bar. Oh man. 530 for Andy. Looking for a potential 600k transition. 507 for Scuti. Gunter, Brock Gunter saying, anytime I think about criticizing a move, I think to myself, I'm a total clown compared to these players. Shut up your mouth and watch the pros do the thing. Yeah, to an extent, you can say that, but I feel like there's plenty of moves you can criticize, especially if you look at my games. 602 for Andy into transition at 19. 582 for Scuti. So Andy with a slight lead, but loses it as Scuti starts his transition with 2 Tetrises and Andy with a bit of a misdrop. Andy getting a bit shrouded, waiting for the long bars, not showing up, takes a safety double, bangs on a Tetris, 667, Scuti, 687. Now it's 716, behind in the line count, so is with a definitive lead, but not really a big lead, 48,000 points ahead of Andy. Andy looking to survive this game 3 and avoid the sweep. The real question is, what am I going to do with all these channel points? Eric's asking, can someone explain to me the rules of this tournament? I'll let you know after the next game, or if we're in the middle of setting up the next one. It's 19 speeds make it a little bit hard to explain some stuff, because everything starts happening within a split of a second. 812 for Scuti, 848 for Andy at level 24. So now 874, Scuti maintains this lead, and with a bit of a spire in the center. Goes for the delayed tuck sequence setup. Goes for the T-tuck. I don't know if he meant to do that, but regardless, I got forced into it. Scuti at 879, experiencing this drought by 33 pieces, bangs on a Tetris, so great drought management from Scuti. Andy looking for 2 Tetrises and change for the max out. Dano 222, once again, 2222 super chat. Andy reverse sweep. There we go, do it for the boy, for the homie. Andy at 997 max out for Scuti, so this is neck and neck. Andy needs to overtake Scuti in efficiency on 29 speeds if he wants to take this game. Can set up 2 more Tetrises, now 1 more after that Tetris. Has no lines to burn. Might need to set up a single into transition 1.05. Needs a long bar now. Square piece to the left side. It's going to be Tetris ready. Scuti still in level 28. Andy with a Tetris yet to get a 1.1. 5 taps that long bar to the left side. Scuti transitions with a 1.1 into 29. So here we go, off and running. Could this be the final game of Andy's tournament for the season, or can he survive this? 1.1 for Andy, 1.18 for Scuti. So Andy with a 75,000, make that 100,000 point deficit. Scuti not letting go of the gas pedal. Andy setting up a center wall Tetris, and he set up for it. It's a center wall Tetris, 1.17 for Andy. Misdrop there with a J piece, needs to survive this cleanup. Scuti in a bit of trouble right now. Sets up center wall Tetris, slightly right side center wall Tetris with a 1.35. Andy with a 1.1, so yet the 1.2 ahead, behind by 176,000 points. Hits the tap there, needs some to the left side, needs a J piece. This could do it for Andy, needs a long bar now, gets a long for Tetris, 1.22. Can he survive this? He's running out of time. We have about 44 lines to go before level 39, which is going to be our line cap. Andy solves this dependency on the left side, 1.24, still behind by 3.5 Tetrises. Scuti still stuck in this burning situation. Bit of a jacket board here for Andy, and he's in a lot of trouble. He's along to the left side. Misses the 5-tap, and that will do it. Scuti has made it to his second ever championship finals. Will look for redemption and will look for his first ever CTL win. GG's. I just lost 100,000 channel points, says Colin. Oh no. Choose outcome, Scuti. So there you go. Slaughter High, thank you for the follow. So yeah, GG's to Scuti and GG's to Andy for a great run. Let me set up the winner scene on left side. Here we go. I got Scuti. Messed up ninja, but that's fine. Tickling his controller. Look at him. Why is he tickling his controller? What's he doing? For Gerald, 311 for Dan V. And there we go. So we're back and forth here with the leads. Pretty neck and neck between these two players. Gerald was trying to wait for that Z piece to set up a spin or a potential tuck, but didn't get either piece in time, so I had to create a hole in his stack in column 2. Getting bursted with square pieces right now, and also droughted. Very unfriendly combination, but he's handling it very nicely. Dan V experiencing the same drought, but Gerald unable to utilize that long bar for Tetris. And Dan has taken the lead, but Gerald takes it right back. So 385 plays 386. Now 413 for Dan. Sets up a T-spin. Goes for the... Someone tell me what that is. It's either the... It's a JD spin or a boiler spin. There you go, JD spin. It's one of the... I know that they're interchangeable. Not interchangeable, but they're like complete opposites of each other. Thanks, Dangler. If you were to trust anybody to correctly name the spins, it has to be Dangler. $463 for Dan, $427 for Gerald, so set up for a potential 550 transition with this efficiency. Meanwhile, Dan set up for a... I think he could get a 600k transition. Yeah, he can get a 600k, but has no room to burn. Neither just does Gerald, but regardless of... Even if he plays perfect, he'll still be behind into transition. Dan V forced to create a weird tuck sequence here in this stack, and I don't know what he's trying to do, but he's about to transition, sets up a double, gets a double, and solves the JP's dependency. Transitions at 562, so here we go. First 19 transition of the semifinals in CTL season 25. Dan V transfers as well to the right side with a triple as Gerald has overtaken the lead, but only by about 7,000 points. And Dan sets up a column 8 Tetris, but couldn't utilize a long bar. No longer with the Tetris ready board. Transfers as well once again to the far right. But after all that, Gerald has taken a Tetris lead. If you can take a look at the top center of the score, you'll see that he's ahead by 1.08 Tetrises. calculations courtesy of Nestor's Champs. 693 for Dan V with a pretty uncomfortable stack right now is with the J piece dependency. Gerald had to open up his right wall. Oops, it. Sorry, I thought I got called, so I ended up losing my train of thought. But he did open up his right well. And gets a 30 left wall Tetris. $792 for Gerald, $758 for Dan, who has a clean board. So we are back and forth here with the leads. Gerald solving the J piece dependency on the right side. Tries to open up his right wall, and he does. It's got to be Tetris ready, but have to close it. Right back up, right before the Lombard comes. But is once again Tetris ready. Where's that Lombard? It's just not showing up. Dan V with an 886, 835 for Gerald, who's getting droughted. 21 pieces and counting, going aggressive with these placements. Where's that Lombard? 37 pieces and counting. 38, 39, 40. Spires his center, opens it right back up. His Tetris ready, but closes down his wall. Dan V in a lot of trouble. Closes down his right wall, opens it right back up. It's still Tetris ready. And both players are Tetris ready once again after that nasty drought. And a boom, Tetris for Dan. Gerald, 944 for Dan, 97 for Gerald. And we're about to reach the 29 transition. And here we go. Gerald transitions with a 969. Dan V can transition with a max out, and he will do just that. 1.01 for Dan V. Here we go. First 29 transition of the match. Gerald with a bit of a messy stack right now. Solves this L dependency in the center. Looking for a J piece or a Lombard. That Lombard's going to work. Dan V bangs on a Tetris. Now with a 1.1. Level 30. Gerald responds with a Tetris of his own. 74,000 points behind the Dan B, but Dan in a bit of trouble right now. Needs to survive this, or this can give Gerald the opportunity to take the first game. Dan going for the flat burns here. Gerald's still behind, but with a cleaner stack. 1.08 for Gerald, 1.12 for Dan. Looking for the Lombard to solve his dependency. Hangs a J piece. This could actually do it for Dan if he doesn't get the Lombard time. That Lombard's not showing up. And they'll top out with a 1.12. And with this Tetris, Gerald has taken game number 1 from Gerald. So take 2. Game 2 and 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Looks like everything is correct. There you go. As you can see, same piece sets. Gerald couldn't utilize that Lombard for Tetris while Dan V can. Gerald starts off with a bit of a precarious board. Oh man, 5 taps that Lombard all the way to the left side, solves this L dependency. Now it solves the J piece dependency. As Dan V has taken an early 2.5 Tetris lead and counting now 3.5 Tetris lead, 79,000 points ahead of Gerald, who's taken his first Tetris of the game. Dan now with the J piece dependency, solves the J piece dependency right on time for the Tetris. Now Spires his right side, but still bangs on a Tetris. For those of you just tuning in, welcome on in, Zaida Lutsky over on YouTube. Bit of online facts for these two, or between these two. If you guys were here at the beginning of the stream, you already know these online facts, but I'll say it anyway, because why not? Dan V currently in his first ever CTL playoffs. For the championship run here. Beat Dog, our 4-time CTL winner in the quarterfinals. And is looking to get a bit of a Cinderella story going. And make it to his first finals during his first championship playoffs run. While Gerald, with a misdrop there, gets a nice S-spin. Has already won 2 previous seasons. So is a 2-time CTL winner. Is looking for his 3rd. Summer B on Twitch asking, are all of these players attending CTWC? I do not think Gerald is. Dan V will be. Blue Scuti, of course. Andy, yes. So that's out of our semifinalists. $375 right now for Dan. 83% Tetris rate. Plays a Gerald 305, 58% Tetris rate. And Dan V with a very, very high Lombard dependency. Makes 2 Lombard dependencies. Oh man, these are some very uncomfortable pieces for Dan, losing a lot of efficiency. But it will give Gerald the opportunity to take or chip away at the lead. Summer B saying, unfortunate that Gerald won't. All these players have what it takes to do well there, of course, but at least we're seeing them in CTL. Of course. We can at least see them in Masters and CTL and Tetris Wars. Dan V is clean, but lost a lot of pace with that gnarly dig. Is Alex T out? Yes, he got eliminated by Gerald Freeman in the quarterfinals. Alex T being our Season 24 finalist. Oh, such a gnarly dig, bro. Radical. Yeah, you're right. Summer. But yes, a bit of a... I'll give you guys one more online facts here. I'm pretty sure for the past 3 seasons now, if not 4, if anybody's here to fact check me, feel free to do so. But I'm pretty sure for the past 3 seasons, Gerald Freeman transitions at 525, but we've had every championship finals end up in a sweep. 542 for Dan, 566 now, 551 for Gerald. Season 22 had Dog sweeping Blue Scuti. Season 23 had Andy sweeping Miles. And Season 24 had Dog sweeping Alex T. So, who knows? Will the streak continue for this season, or will that get broken? Of course, it's way too early to mention that right now, because we're only in the semifinals, as Stan V has a 643 looking to take his first game of the set. Gerald looking to extend his lead. Now at 662, level 22, so ahead in the line count. Looks like Gerald is experiencing a bit of a drought, 22 pieces. Dan V experiencing the same drought right now. Hangs on a Tetris, though, at 738, and another Tetris. So it looks like He has a bit of a advantage in terms of pace, but not too significant. It's really only a Tetris and change. Heizoku underscore 000. Thank you for the follow. Gerald at level 24 bangs on a Tetris, and now at 821. Adjust that J piece to accommodate the T and try and set up a Tetris quicker. Dan V takes the lead. Gerald Tetris ready, bangs on a Tetris, gonna be J dependent on the left side. Yeah, there you go. Classic Tetris League official. Fact checking me there, or confirming the fact that I gave earlier on. That in fact, it's been 3 seasons where the finalists ended in a sweep. But 902 for Dan, 923 for Gerald. Dan in a bit of trouble right now, but gets a long bar in time for the Tetris now at 936. So looking to open up this hole in his stack. Not going to be Tetris ready if he gets to the long bar. It's just going to be a triple. Getting droughted as well. Gerald takes the lead. 997. Couldn't utilize that long bar for a Tetris, but is Tetris ready now. Gets a long bar for a Tetris. 1.03. Can set up 2 more Tetrises before the 29 speeds. Dan V responds with a max out of his own. And Gerald transitions with 1.07. Dan V with a long bar dependency. It's going to transition with this single. And transitions with a 1.03. Starts off with a misdrop. Gonna be Tetris ready right now. Looking to take the lead with his Tetris, but getting droughted. Couldn't get the Tetris, so has to make do with a triple. Solves this JP's dependency on the left side. Gerald with a 1.09, almost a 1.1. Dan V with a 1.06. Gerald bangs on a Tetris, and Dan in a lot of trouble. Needs something to the right side. Gets a long bar to the right. Flat burns there. Hangs the T-piece. This could do it for Dan, and hangs that long bar, and that will do it. Topping out at 1.06. Gerald has taken game number 2, and will be at match point. So Dan, once again, you have the choice. 18 or 19 start. Already from Gerald, so let's get started with game number 3. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Dan looking to avoid this sweep. Survive game number 3 and potentially take the broom away from Gerald. Jasmine saying, Gerald Freeman, best Tetris piece. If you guys were a Tetris piece, what piece would you be? K9 with 100 bits saying, you got this, Dan V. Josh saying, I'd be the L. Frowny face. And Shane Lightning on YouTube saying, L for love. And Scuti saying S. Oh no. Disgusting and Flying saying, I'd be a triangle because I don't fit in. What a loser. I'm just kidding. Body-wise, I'd be a T piece. Chaotic Hazel saying T because spinning is fun. Jinx saying I'd be the Z piece because too much of me gets incredibly annoying really fast. Well, ain't that a mood? But Danvy with a 146, 145 for Gerald. Danvy with a Spire. But Gerald with a triple Lombard dependency had to close down those dependencies though. Side is saying I'd be the eyepiece, of course. Gerald doesn't go for the dirty Tetris setup. It instead opts for the burns. And at 197, 50 lines, 155 for Gerald at 46 lines.